quick on the stretch goals. You guys have some great stretch goals. How did you plan that out? Because I know a lot of Kickstarters kind of do it ad hoc, but I think it's more important to kind of.
I think we had. Oh, you guys are pretty.
Yeah, completely.
Oh, I put mine up in the last 24 hours of my campaign.
Would nearly overfund my. I thought it was gonna like squeak by my.
So it was a happy accident.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think we were pretty conservative with them this go around. I think we just wanted stuff. So one of the things we do is we want to make the things because we think it's cool.
Yeah.
So we they're pretty staccato. Like they're like. So up until like 20,000 or something, like every $1,000. So, and then we're like being small and agile. We can turn that around and get it done. You might not see art of it until after the campaign's done, but yeah. So I think being conservative in your stretch goals is a good idea, especially for the small ones. But having some sketches of ideas of what you would do if like you hit the lottery. But for us, I think we were just kind of playing them out so they would be. Each rung wasn't inaccessible from each other. You don't want to start jumping up $5,000, $10,000, and stuff like that. Not at our level. That's just. You kind of. It just seems kind of disingenuous to because they're going to from a consumer standpoint. You're like, oh, cool. That's the one I'm most excited about, but it's never going to happen because we need.
Right. And there's just.
Why is it $30,000 more than the thing below it?
Yeah.
So, I think if you're coming from like a small indie company, I think being conservative with it and then just scrambling if you go past those. Like I have a bunch, and then if you go past it, be like, oh man, be happy, and then.
Yeah, I think there's a point where you just have to say, look, it's great, we're getting a lot of money, and that's great. We're not going to add anything else. It's
great.
Yeah,
and I've seen people do that, and it didn't matter. They still kept going up. Like you see those ones that do gangbusters, I've had numerous friends that had like pretty large ones, like $80,000, $90,000, and their final stretch goal was well below that. Like didn't have one that didn't get unlocked.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wonder how much of an incentive stretch goals really are. I don't know. It seems like a way to upsell people maybe, but not necessarily to get them to contribute when they weren't going to.
Yeah, and I almost get turned off by projects that have stretch goals that are like necessary for the game. Almost.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so add-ons and stuff like that, or like freebies of something that you'll be able to get after the point. Like we're gonna those horses we have as a free set stretch goal for people over $55. Like those are gonna be on our web cards as soon as the Kickstarter's done. Like, they're not exclusive. Like I'm not upset with like limited edition stuff, but especially if there's like if it seems something that's like almost cooler than what you're gonna get in the box, like that's kind of a bummer as a consumer. Like, and because especially if you stumble upon something later, then you're gonna be like, oh wow, that character and like that like playstyle is what I would normally want to be doing, but I'll have to buy it on eBay for $55 now.
Yeah.
So I think stretch goals can be good or bad. And if they.
Yeah, I think doing it smartly is important.
Like
right?
As far as when I pledge to Kickstarters, and I try to do as many as I can. I don't do the big companies. Like I'm not trying to throw shade. Just I can get that later. You know?
And then they're probably okay, right?
Yeah,
it'll
and
probably
they're fine.
happen.
Yeah.
And I like to do it for the small content creators, and then also
desperate, hungry scramblers.
This guy.
And I also like to I like that. I want to pledge towards the core product, and then all of the extra stuff just be a surprise to me when it shows up. Like I don't really pay attention to it, honestly. So.
Yeah, I think stretch goals are fun when people have contributed to the campaign, and it gives them a reason to come back.
Yeah.
And then maybe you say, oh, I like that, I'll pitch in a little more. So I think that's good.
They're a fun add-on, but like the core premise is what needs to draw me in.
Right, that's what you guys tell people.
So how did you get here? How did you talked about being in the indie music scene. How did you become a game designer, producer?
Well, Anton and I gamed a lot with each other back in the day. Now all of our gaming is usually just Wreckage playtesting. And he moved away to Texas for a little bit, and we were just kind of chatting online. He's like, I've got this idea and he didn't have a lot of people there, so we were just chatting online. He's like, I think I've got this idea for a rule system, and he's like, I think it would be good post-apocalyptic, and I had an idea for a world, so we mashed them together, and he moved back to Chicago, and then we started working on it in earnest then. So like that's like the origin story. It was just like a way for us to stay connected, and then like we had done some volunteering at Adepticons and stuff like that in the past, and knew the founders, so we did a demo table like completely unprepared, and went really well, and that's when we just started taking it seriously. Was that first like, hey, we have 12 miniatures, and then we did the Kickstarter.
Awesome.
And that did fine. So it was more like we didn't come at it like, and we're still not like trying to make a living out of it. That's just like you're out of your mind. So and if you do it, good for you. But
Right.
like we have day jobs outside of it. So so
The pewter isn't paying the bills.
it's paying for itself,
Yes.
which is
Yeah.
good. And wonderful tax write-off. But so that's like, so we just kept going with it, and it is whatever momentum was fed to us, we fed back into the game.
Mhm.
So it was one of those like the more we saw the momentum is the more like it kind of spurred us on. So it was almost kind of like a happy accident in that regard. Like
Awesome.
we came into it not thinking that we were gonna be, quitting our jobs and, on the cover of magazines or something like that anytime soon.
Yeah, it's just something you love doing, and
Yeah,
then you
and that's
got a
kinda-
chance to share with more people. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of challenges with this kind of stuff. So there, and things will go wrong, and budgets go over. You're working with freelancers, like people go dark on you, things like that.
Mhm.
And like, so you're gonna have challenges. So if you don't have like that kind of, like I was talking about, like DIY or die attitude, if you don't have that, and if you can't take the hits, like you need to be able to self-motivate basically, or you're just gonna.
I feel like
lose
also
your
having
mind.
a partner to bounce off of really helps.
Oh, and
which
sometimes we
don't have.
yeah,
But
sometimes we bounce frustration off of each other.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
almost healthy anyway.
yeah, that's
it-
even better. Actually.
It would be, you need to have someone you trust and someone that's like an old friend, so
Someone you trust, eh?
yeah, trust no one, right?
Well, we are probably getting close to time. Before we kind of do our last segments, do you guys have any plans for a Kickstarter after this? It looks like you're going to succeed on this one, so.
Yeah, I mean, unless a bunch of people quit, they see this video, and they see I'm a creep or whatever. I mean, I think we don't want to go to the well too much. Like, we don't want to have every product to be on Kickstarter.
Mm.
It's well, for one thing, it's not necessary. Like you hopefully as a company are selling things after the fact.
Mhm.
Like if you're doing only Kickstarter company, you're kind of hitting that's your market
I feel
saturation.
like that's a lot of tabletop companies.
It
though.
could be. I mean, there are people that only buy their goods through Kickstarter, which is it's an interesting way to do it, and I'm not saying that's wrong, but like so yes, in a short answer yes.
Mhm.
In the
But
long
not-
answer,
it's not
probably
something you
once
haven't
every
planned out.
year,
Yeah,
2
okay.
years, probably 2 years. It's
Mhm.
not like we haven't planned the next one. So usually it's going to need to be something that so like the vehicles, like we're like a lot of our challenges, like this is the first time we're working with digital renders and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So we knew that the budget was going to go over because of things like that. Like we're kind of stubbing our toes here and there, and it's actually been going pretty well, surprisingly, with the renders and stuff at least. So I think whenever things seem a little chancier is probably when you go and try to get the pre-funding.
Gotcha.
If it's something like putting out another box set of miniatures, which we've done 8 times,
You're pretty confident though,
we can
right?
just
You
do
know
that.
how-
Yeah,
yeah, uh-huh.
it also seems disingenuous to go to Kickstarter and be like, hey, fund this thing we've already done 8 times.
Sure.
No. You're just selling it then, like
Right.
it's-
You just say go to our web store and buy it.
yeah,
right?
I just want to be in front of another video. I want to do another video at that point, like, which is not the case.
I mean, Kickstarter gets you a lot of eyes.
It is,
you're-
and you got. I mean, but it's good. It is good promotion, but I think you can. I think you can
got
overdo
your
it.
Audience, and
Yeah.
You know your supply chain really well.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, I guess if it was feasible, yeah. If you can get away with doing it every 6 months, then just keep
It is
riding.
interesting because I do, to Rob's point, I think some companies are actually running off of we only sell through Kickstarter.
It just seems like it's like that's such a rise and fall. Like
Well, and then you lose 15% to Amazon each time anyway. So
yeah, it's a good chunk, and you're making videos. I mean, videos are not cheap.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we our friends Alex and Roderick helped us with their video, but you know, I'm still paying them. Like that's their day job. You know, they did a fantastic work. You know, but like there's things like that, like which I think for a small company that's going to be getting, you know, thousands of dollars and not like, you know, six figures.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're in the six figures thing, your videos and like that stuff is minutia. You know, like that was like you could spend $10,000 and be like, yeah, that was great investment. For us, that would be all of it. You know?
Right.
Like,
Right.
So it's.
So
I
your
think
Kickstarter budget
it
doesn't make sense as to what your goals are.
It would almost like for a small indie company, it would just be like your entire company is a loss leader. Then, like, what are you doing? Like, so we need to build on stuff and like have a community and have direct sales.
That's when you have to start dealing drugs, and it's a shell company. It's like,
I didn't say what my day job was.
We sell a lot of boxes of minis. I'm doing air quotes for listeners.
Yeah, they're resin vehicles.
He also did air quotes.
They're basalts. They're made out of basalts.
Isn't that the plot of Traffic? Anyway.
Well, no, I wanted to say that
I got all night, man.
We don't have the miniatures here. We have.
I do have some miniatures here, but at my desk.
We'll throw them on the video.
Okay.
But they're awesome. They're very detailed, very cool. So I want to give a shout out to your production, whoever's doing the computer work.
I'm not doing the computer work. So, I wish I could.
Very cool.
Very fun. Yeah, just mostly.
Next Kickstarter, get a mold thing and.
I mean, yeah, if we're just gonna be talking about what I do, which is writing and marketing, so that would be a boring video.
Yeah, we might have you on another time for that.
I'm not.
A lot of the guts of this flashy game industry is actually the very boring marketing and writing stuff. So. Okay, so let's get back to our one repeating segment.
Yay!
Go ahead, Rob.
So it's called What We're, or What We're. I can never decide how to pronounce it, but it's basically just what are you consuming in terms of media, books, games, movies, etc.
Right, we're content creators, and what do we consume that inspires us?
To me, so what am I doing?
Yeah. Sure.
So I have I like to do audiobooks and paint miniatures. It's one of the things I like to do at the same time. It like uses two different aspects of my head. Mm-hmm. But the thing about audiobooks, which kind of sucks, is there's always big titles. So so I usually am always trying to snatch up like I usually do graphic novels and stuff like that for like
not as good in audio.
Yeah.
Graphic novel.
Well, that's my indie consumption, and I couldn't. I mean, so I just went through the Passage trilogy, and like now I'm doing like the Expanse books because I can kind of like they're big novels. I can go through one every few weeks and stuff like that. But as far as like art stuff, so you guys talking about like TVs and movies and everything?
Whatever.
No,
the
Expanse
books
they
count.
Yeah, but like everybody's read those.
Not I.
No, not here either.
They're pretty good, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean the TV show is pretty good.
Of the TV show.
The first
didn't hook me.
The first like 3 episodes are kind of a slow burn, but yeah, I mean Thomas Jane is great in it. He ends up like he's a great character in it. So yeah, I mean I think the Expanse has been really good. I mean there is like a space aspect to Wreckage that we haven't really fleshed out, so I'm kind of
yeah, where the rich people live.
Yeah, that's where the rich people live.
Fascinating. Okay.
Maybe we'll come back someday if we ever decide to do that.
Well, a little spoiler ahead. What's
maybe.
coming?
Some people get mad if they see that.
I'm gonna actually just pull out because I just started reading
Props.
The Clouds by Aristophanes.
Hmm?
I got this
we're
compilation
right now.
of novels, which you can't see because the lighting is all weird. But yeah. Yeah, it's really funny, and it was written 2,500 years ago.
I was actually just doing some, reading some mythology stuff. So like Nemesis.
This is a play about like Socrates.
Yeah, I know.
Like making fun of Socrates, actually.
Yeah, but I was just in the same like Greek pantheon. Like I read that Nemesis, the goddess, like she was also like she was she was like retribution for bad stuff, but also like if something good happened to you and it didn't deserve it, she would also do retribution for that. Just like windfalls, where like you're just like an idiot and you stumble and like find money. Like Nemesis would come after you, like so. I thought that was kind of
the karmic wheel.
Like
somehow you become president of the United States.
It was like
yeah.
I think that guy
you're punished with small hands.
That guy had some undeserved riches in his life too. So yeah, that's cool. So yeah.
Okay, and my what weird is last time actually me and Rob discussed if there had been any good live action anime adaptations, which there really hadn't. And I'm sure no one's shocked to hear that Ghost in the Shell did not break that streak. It was, I'll say this, I liked the maybe like the universe building and the wider
design.
Yeah, the wider Section 9 I liked. I did not like Scarlett Johansson as the Major. I thought it was a bad casting.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, there's so many like good actresses you could have gone. Not that she's a bad actress, but like it just seemed it was a little whitewashing.
Yeah, it was a little incongruous with the rest of the team. I like the rest of the team. What I'd love to see is for them to take everyone except ScarJo and make it 8-episode Netflix.
She's a cyborg that just.
Yeah, I think they could recast her and no one would be like, oh, I'm not gonna watch it.
That reminds me, there is another live-action anime series coming soon. The adaptation of Death Note to Netflix.
That's right. I just saw that. Yeah,
which is also whitewashed, but doesn't look as bad.
Just whitewash everything at this point. Just do it.
I mean, it's already been done.
Yeah, I know. I was talking to my girlfriend about whitewashing the other day. She's Asian. She gets a little upset with it. I get it. I think it's stupid as well. But I was telling her about that movie, that John Travolta movie, The White Man's Burden. Do you ever seen that? I think it was in the 90s. No. It's the premise of it is so stupid. It's basically, what if white people were black people? And it's done like the way, what if white people were treated the way black people have been treated historically? They just flipped colors of skin. And it was so tone deaf, because that sounds like a comedy. It's not.
There is
so bad.
A comedy about this racist dude who just like wakes up and supernaturally he's black. Oh, and that is hilarious. And they did it really well. I wish I could remember the name of it.
I feel this is like an SNL sketch or something.
It's a movie from the 60s.
Well, they did It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, like musical episode where they were black, but it was all a dream. I ruined it for everyone. It was all a dream.
Spoilers!
Spoilers for It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's not the next Star Wars film.
How dare you, sir?
All right, well, let's keep it short. We want to turn this around on a quick timetable, so
yeah, we'll
wrap it here. But please, can we get all the details of the awesome Wreck Age Kickstarter that you have going on?
I can't remember the URL.
We'll post that
so
up,
it's
Recage.net, right?
Rec-age.net. I think recage.net.
Don't spell out the word hyphen. Don't be an idiot. Type the character hyphen.
Be an idiot. I think Rec-Age it was just like a towing company or something like that. But yeah, so we've got resin vehicles. It's got a lot of modular parts to it, so you can build and match and stuff like that. So every car is going to be somewhat unique, especially the more stretch goals we hit. So the add-ons are going to be more resin parts, pewter parts. Like you have like little guns or a grill, like a big cow catcher on the front of it and stuff like that. And so there's a lot of conversion stuff there. And then our stretch goals are. We've already unlocked one of those kits. We're about to hit a dirt bike, which is going to be free for anyone who does any 2 cars or more. And then we've got some horses that are coming up for free, which post-apocalyptic horse miniature is not something I don't know if it's been made. And then more add-ons, and then some dune buggies and trucks and stuff like that. If we're living the dream, when we get to that point. So it's been a lot of fun, and it's help us make it a reality.
Yeah, please back. Let's get those dune buggies, huh?
All right, this has been another great episode of the Game Entrepreneur Show, which I can't pronounce still.
Maybe by episode 50, we're getting there. By 50.
I have been and continue to be Bobby Lockhart. My Twitter is @BobbyLocks with an X, and my game is Codemancer.
And I'm Kiwan Hong @Kiwan Hong. and my game is Contract Work. And please follow the Chicago Entrepreneur Show on Facebook. We'd love to have a like there. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. That's Watson.
Hey, video viewers. Here's a little bonus. I'm going to show you some of the minis that these guys have made for Rec Age. It's going to be hard to do with this
Especially when I'm
lighting.
in the background.
It just looks blown out. Hold on. There we go. That's more like it. Check that dude out. And then his weirder, creepier friend.
Yeah, there might be some stem cells involved in that whole.
And they say Rec Age at the bottom there.
In case you forget.
And you get, there's like, this is the rule book.
That's the one for free as a PDF. Free DF.
Yeah.
Free DF.
Free DF of this, or you can get this really nicely printed thing. We were talking with Anton about how good the kerning is. Anyway, go back Rec Age.